Dome, Day 5, final game of the preliminary round of the men's ice hockey tournament. It's a dandy. Finland and Canada each have won their first 2 games. You heard the guys in the studio talk about it in the pregame. Carey Price gets the nod here for the second of the 3 preliminary games. And we are underway. Both of these teams with victories over Austria and Norway. Almost identical goal differential numbers. The incentive to win is to win your group. And here's a chance right in front as it was sent just wide of Carey Price. Out to the line. Vaatinen with a shot that is deflected to the corners. The Finns come out with a real push here on the first shift. The captain, Teemu Selanne, sends it back to the line. Kimmo Timonen has to back up and dump it back into the Canada zone. Dave Strader along with Eddie Olczyk. Our man inside the glass is Pierre Maguire.
Jarkko Immonen with a real good opportunity. That high slot area, just missing the Canadian net to the stick side of Carey Price.
Olli Jokinen now lifts it back to center ice. Dave Bouwmeester has it there, tries to play it ahead, hit the linesman in front of the Finnish bench. And here is the line combination that the guys were talking about before the game. Sidney Crosby playing with Patrice Bergeron and Jamie Benn. They're different group of line mates for Crosby here in the 3rd game of this tournament. As Price has it in the glove, he will hang on.
Big hit by Tuomo Ruutu on Sidney Crosby. Talk about the new line combination. Crosby chips that puck in, and Tuomo Ruutu is known for that type of play forward for the Carolina Hurricanes.
Canadians win the draw now as Drew Doughty bumped along the board there by Juha-Matti Aaltonen as it comes now to center ice. Canada controlling. Doughty across the center ice red line into the Finland zone. Hands it off on the far side. Shot hammered here by Corey Perry up high, and a save made by Tuukka Rask, the starting goaltender for Finland in all of their games. As it's back to Drew Doughty now along the boards. It rolls by the stick of Duchesne. Marty St. Louis, PK Subban, the scratches for Mike Babcock for this game tonight. As Doughty looks toward the middle, sends it out to the line. Marc-Edouard Vlasic sends it in deep. Duchesne is there. He is challenged, though, by Heattinen. And the Finns will come back. Dumping it deep into the Canada zone. The other incentive for these 2 teams, not only to win the group, but the loser will likely have a quarterfinal matchup with Russia. Now Nash wheels it out to the line. Jay Weber checks the stick after he tried to dump it toward the net. And Komarov slides it across. Lehtera, number 21 for the Finns, has to come back to retrieve it. And he's dumped to the ice. Chris Kunitz regains now for Shea Weber. Duncan Keith plays it ahead. Jonathan Toews wearing number 16 across the line. Carter, who had the hat trick earlier in the tournament. That shot is blocked. Vaatinen sends it across. Even into the front of the net there was Teemu Selanne, redirected just wide. This is the line that started the game very aggressively on the first shift.
Right. Selanne going hard to the net, showed a target to Immonen through the middle of the ice, and redirected a short side again.
Now right in the middle of the ice, there was a chance there for Marlowe that was blocked up on the glass. Out to the line, and a shot here is steered aside by Rask. Now the Finns coming back, regrouping. Jokinen poked away by Bergeron. Tuomo Ruutu dumps it along the boards behind Carey Price. Picked up by Doughty. He looks to come out with some speed now. Bergeron tried to get a pass through to Crosby. It was broken up. Bergeron slides it across for Vlasic, and he dumps it deep into the Team Finland zone. Olli Mata, one of the leading scorers for this Finnish team. A couple of their young defensemen leading the way in terms of points. Now Crosby working against the veteran Sami Salo. Mata tries to play it up the boards. It is blocked by Ben. He sends it right back in behind Tuukka Rask. Finns trying to come out with it again. Once again, it's broken up.
Good stick there by Marc-Edouard Vlasic.
Now Lauren Korpakowski, number 28. Dave Weber steps into him. Now Duncan Keith with it. Short little outlet pass for Duchesne. Up the center ice. Here's Corey Perry. 3 Finns are back. Perry takes it wide. Save. Rebound right in front. And the Finns able to clear it to the near boards. Emmy Lepisto tries to clear, held in by Corey Perry to the front of the net. And Lepisto, number 18, able to drop it back. And Heaton now for the Finns, sends it up the far side. It's reversed back to the near side of the Finn zone by Aaltonen, and now Lepisto will drive it back in. Price will settle it down behind his net. Really taken away there by Aaltonen. Now it comes up the near side, and Patrick Sharp is there. Patrick Sharp started the tournament, Edzo in the lineup, came out, now he's back in.
Yeah, an opportunity, step up. We saw it with Team USA with Blake Wheeler. Only had 2 shifts against Team Russia, and all of a sudden gets some more of an opportunity today against Slovenia. Gets an assist and plays almost 12.5 minutes.
Now Lehtera getting some help from Ossi Vannanen as it goes around the far side of the Team Canada zone. Duncan Keith gets a stick on it, clears it back the other way. Now Vannanen, a quick up as it's redirected by Pihlstrom into the Canada zone.
A terrific pace to this game.
Well, Finland, that's the way they're built. Jari Kurri, their general manager, really predicated his team and built it on speed.
Raff settles it down. Aaltonen plays it out the far side. Recovered there by Marlowe. Picked up now by Michael Granlund, who's been terrific throughout this tournament for the Finns. Where's number 64 from the Minnesota Wild as he takes it wide. That was an easy stop for Price. Out to Carter now. Jeff Carter carries on into the Team Finland zone.
Good play by Olli Mata right there to start this rush.
Now Solani on the crisscross with Mata. Sends it back to the front. He was looking to reconnect there with Solani and didn't miss by much. Now Doughty angles it off the boards. Mata unable to hold it in. And Jokinen drops it back to Salo as the Finns regroup here. 6.5 minutes gone by, and mentioned the good pace, no whistles.
Now if you got a flight to catch, it's a good thing.
That's right. Well, none of these guys do for a few days. Crosby to the outside. Lepisto trying to keep him there. Now comes out the line. Jay Weber hammers one, blocked a rebound chance, and Rask was there.
That hurt Bergeron.
Oh, did it ever. Right in the ribs. Oh, man, he's laboring.
And Heaton was bumped off the puck, and back now comes Corey Perry. Perry takes it wide, puts on the brakes, and sends it around on the far side for his Anaheim Duck teammate and line mate, Ryan Getzlaf. Now Getzlaf tried to stuff it through. He got it to Keith. Back to Getzlaf. Banned on the shot. Recovered by Perry. Perry with a shot to the net that goes around the boards. Now Getzlaf tried to move it deep. It was blocked. Matt Duchene comes up with it. Duchene sends it back to the line. Shea Weber a shot. I think he was intentionally sending that wide. Now a centering attempt off the stick of Duchene. Weber backhands it. It's blocked by Lepisto. And now Jarkko Ruutu able to clear it.
Just looked over at the Canadian bench. Patrice Bergeron getting some medical attention from Jim Ramsey, the trainer with the New York Rangers. And I saw Bergeron point to the midsection.
Got it right in the ribs.
Now pass across. Pietrangelo with a shot through traffic, and it's up on top of it. Now
it's in. It's in.
It's off of Rask and in.
I think it's Rick Nash's goal.
It was setting on top of the net, and before there was a whistle, Nash bumped it, and it landed on the goaltender and rolled in the net.
Now, if Nash touches this puck above the crossbar, the shot from the point, watch this puck. It ends up bouncing up and landing right up on top of the rings. And there you see Rick Nash. He knocks this off the net and then off a Rask into the net.
But does he touch the puck, or does he just hit the net and force the puck up in the air? Look at that.
I think on the last reach there, Straights, I think it just as it bounced up, maybe he got a piece of it.
Okay there, and well, it's hard to tell. Yeah.
That is absolutely incredible.
Kevin Pollock, the official's talking to Jonathan Taves, and he's basically explaining the whole situation to him now, right at center ice.
It's interesting, on the top of these nets here in Sochi, they have the Olympic rings. And you see that there in behind the glove of Tuukka Rask. I mean, that's built in on the top, and I think what happened is that the puck got caught into the rings. Right there, and it just stayed right up on top, and there you see Rick Nash swing his stick. And again, Straight, you make the great point. I mean, does he make contact with it?
Hits the net there, and then it just...
It's really tough to tell. Wow. But I think those rings in the netting there help allow that puck to stay there and get caught up on the netting. Because that play doesn't happen. I mean, we've seen thousands and thousands of games. I mean, not very often a puck will bounce up and end up on top of that net.
This could be a lengthy conversation. This is such an unusual situation. And if Nash doesn't touch it, then it would be Petrangelo's goal. But I think we have a decision. No goal. High stick. Okay, that's the ruling they make.
Yeah, anything over the crossbar.
It was just so hard to tell whether his stick here actually did touch the puck, but
Mike Babcock was telling those guys either way, don't worry about it, let's just get back to work during that lengthy TV timeout.
Well, the faceoff comes outside the zone, dumped quickly back in by the Canadians. Kimmo Timonen plays it on the near side. Now Granlund taken away by Taves. And Pietrangelo slides it across. Omister plays it ahead. Here's Taves on the move. Taken away by Solani. Pietrangelo. Now Taves backhands it ahead. Marlowe. Montana keeping him to the outside. That's into the glove of Tuukka Rask, and he will hold it there. Well, we've had a review, but Tuukka Rask is thankful it's still scoreless here in Sochi.
Well, to the right of Tuukka Rask is Patrice Bergeron, and he takes that right into the midsection, right in the maple leaf crest. Went right back to the bench, threw his stick down. Jim Ramsey, as I mentioned, the head medical trainer for Team Canada, gave him a couple seconds, and he leaned in there and had a quick conversation. And we all know how hard Shea Weber could really drift that puck.
Let's remember the injury he had last year with the Boston Bruins during the playoffs. He was playing with broken ribs.
That's right. Carter plays it ahead now. Marlowe feeds into the Team Finland zone. Now Taves able to get it to Doughty. Doughty takes it all the way down below the goal line, put it out in front. Taves tips it out now to Carter. Long range shot. Glove save by Rask, and he'll hold it there.
Well, Jonathan Taves makes a great play to move that puck back to Jeff Carter, who was filling in the offensive zone while the D-men were up tight, trying to create a little bit of offense. And that's just an outstanding stop by Rask.
Yeah, he was in the zone in the warm-up, too. You could see it, talking to his teammates, really plugged in.
Now the Finns come up with it as it is sent back by Aaltonen.
Good to see Bergeron back on the ice.
Yeah.
He's impervious to pain, this guy. He is like an android. I'm not kidding you. He's played with so many different injuries over the course of his career. It's phenomenal when you think about it. Going back to his days in the Quebec Major Junior League, made the Boston Bruins as a second-round pick as an 18-year-old out of the 03 entry draft. Phenomenal talent.
Talk about completeness, complete player. Might have to start with Patrice Bergeron.
Yeah. Now a shot here toward Price was knocked down. Contiola, number 27 for the Finns, trying to make a play on it. Back to the line. Lepisto sends it across. Heaton forced back by Bergeron. Now Aaltonen. Contiola had a little cycle going there, but Bergeron takes it away. Ahead now for Crosby across the line. No. Bergeron went in ahead, offside. Well, there's the head coach of Team Canada, Mike Babcock. Second Olympics for him, and Erica Westerlund, the head coach for Team Finland. He's done a terrific job of getting his club to play as a cohesive group, which is always a challenge in these short tournaments with very few practices to get everybody together.
He's coached internationally for a very long time at all levels for the Finns.
Now Pihlstrom sends it to the front of the net. They price it
going to
down.
come outside.
Yeah, the
Crease violation. Presence in front of Carey Price. Leo Komarov in front of the net right there, setting up shop. The referee blowing the whistle right away, so the faceoff will come outside.
Doing his best Thomas Holmstrom imitation. Corey Perry and Leo Komarov, who's now playing in the KHL, wants to come back and play in the NHL, played with the Toronto Maple Leafs a season ago. He's always been a feisty guy.
Weber sends it to center ice. Kukkonen back into the Canadian zone, but Team Canada takes over. Jay Weber gets it back from Duncan Keith, plays it ahead center ice, and deflects into the Team Finland zone. Kukkonen plays it back the other way. 4 shots apiece, a little better than half of the first period gone by here. Here is Nash, cuts to the middle, sweeps it toward the net. It was blocked wide. Now Tavares with it. Timonen staying close to him. Rick Nash again. Hands it off for Kunitz. It goes back to the line. Little spin move by Doughty. Lonnie comes right back hard on him. Big hit over on the far side by Doughty, but back the other way. Komarov with a shot that goes just wide of the Team Canada net.
The 4th time that the Finns have had an opportunity to take a shot on net, but they've missed that opportunity.
Now Carter hits the side of the net. Carter, Marlowe, and Taves out here right now for Mike Babcock. As Vatanen sends it around on the far side. Now Marlowe centering pass, and it's knocked back out to center ice.
Eddie and Dave, the pucks roll a lot more in this building than over in the other building. The ice is a little bit thicker, a little heavier, and as we get deeper into the period, a lot of rolling pucks and bouncing pucks.
Now Doughty tried to get it to the front. Ole Mate able to get a stick on that. Now played up the far side and safely out to center ice by Sammy Salo, and the Canadians will regroup back in their own zone. Classic for Doughty. Ahead now for Bergeron. His shot was blocked by Mata. Now Tuomo Ruutu with it. He'll spin away from the pressure and hand it off. And it's flipped ahead, but it's knocked down with a glove there by Ben. Trying to make a move with it. Jokinen clears it back into the inside the bench, between the bench area and out of play, with 7:49 remaining in the first, scoreless.
Real aggressive forecheck by the Finns. So if you're Team Canada, you better be aware you got to move the puck quickly. You're not going to have a lot of time. Good support there from Shea Weber. Move the puck up the ice. So be prepared when the Finns have an opportunity. Come and pressure. That was a 2-man forecheck with complete control for Canada as they're exiting their zone.
Crosby controlled the draw. Here's Bergeron with it. Sends it back to the line. Olmeister shot deflects to the corner. Crosby recovers. I'll cycle back to the corner. Interference is going to be the call here.
Jarkko Immonen's going to get one for interference on Sidney Crosby. They're trying to play physical on him, but Crosby never has a chance to play this puck, and Immonen just puts him down right there. Oh, how about Teemu Selanne telling Crosby he's diving? Tell him to stay on his feet. He just came right over and said, "You're diving. Stay on your feet." Sixth Olympics for Teemu. He's into it.
Ties the record by another great Finnish hockey player. Eero Helminen, the only other men's ice hockey player that's competed in 6 Olympic Games. No power play here for Team Canada, as Kunitz sends it along the boards and is blocked by Raskin. Now hammered around the boards and all the way down the ice by Vananen. And for Selanne, it could have been 7 Olympics, but he had the Achilles tendon injury in '94 as this play is offside at the Team Finland line.
So we talk about the Olympic spirit, and prior to the game, the captains come together, shake of hands with the officials. And once that clock starts coming down, all that goes right out the window.
Dowdy now for Weber. Weber takes it deep, looks to the front, angles it off the end boards instead, and is picked up and cleared by Salo all the way back into the Team Canada zone. Now Tavares across the line. Carter had Weber, but takes the shot instead. Missed it on the short side. Crosby out to Weber. Far side. Doughty sweeps it to the net. He scores! Drew Doughty on the power play. Canada 1-0.
Terrible goal for Tuukka Rask to give up. I'm right on the shooting angle. Short side goal. It's good puck movement by the Canadians. Get it. Drew Doughty's going to get a right-hand shot on the left-hand side of the ice. Rask at the top of his crease just gets beat clean. That's an awful goal to give up.
Oh, you love how Drew Doughty takes that ice that is given. Look at him. He takes about 6 feet. Little change of the angle. I think that may be what have thrown Tuukka Rask off. Just that little hesitation by Drew Doughty. Number 3 in the tournament so far for Drew Doughty.
Remember what a great tournament Doughty had in Vancouver.
Yeah, him and Duncan Keith really kind of took their games to another level together. They were paired up pretty much for the majority of the Olympics in Vancouver.
Weber and Crosby get the assist on the 3rd goal of the Olympic tournament for Drew Doughty. And Canada with a 1-0 lead as it's played out to center ice. Alternate chasing after it, but Bouwmeester able to send it back for Team Canada. Now Lepisto for the Finns will take it back behind his own net. Out to center ice. Came it in. Solani was driving deeper in the zone, but the play was whistled down offside.
Solani's got a real jump in his step. He's the one that was offside on that quick developing play. I had a chance to visit with Timo Solani right before the tournament started, and you mentioned all the Olympics and just the excitement level, and I think also too the way that Bruce Boudreau, the head coach of the Anaheim Ducks, has handled Timo Solani and not playing back-to-back games and just conserving as much energy as possible during the regular season. Of course, with the Olympics, I mean, he's had a real strong Olympic tournament again.
Granlund sends it across. The shot here doesn't get through. And Duncan Keith starts it back for the Canadians. Angles it off the boards. It gets by Vatanen, but they waved off the icing. Vatanen slowed down a little bit. I think he was expecting the icing call. Now Granlund taken away. Sharp hands it off. Oh, what a save by Tuukka Rask on Chris Kunitz.
That's more like it for Tuukka Rask.
Well, Patrick Sharp had just jumped on the ice in the line change, and Sharp steals his puck, takes it, looks like he's going to shoot, but he gives it right back to Chris Kunitz. Skate left, shoot right. Remember that glove time save, that big time save by the glove of Tuukka Rask.
Now Tavares. Olli Jokinen for the Finns, watching him. Tavares, quick spin move to the backhand, and good help in the defensive zone there from the Finns as it's cleared back into the Finn zone.
You know, just thinking about that.
Here's another steal in front off the stick of Olli Mata, and now Jokinen starts it back with Tuomo Ruutu, but it jumps over a stick. Ruutu sends it back to the line. Ossi Vannanen sends it back in deep. Doughty, the goal scorer, chips it up the near side. Kuukkanen takes a hit there from Sharp. And Doughty starts it back the other way. Canada with a 1-0 lead.
No, I was going to say, Straights, I was going to say that Pierre said a little bit earlier about the ice slowing up. I think that was a perfect example, thinking about that replay, is that the slow up of the play allowed Sharp to get to that puck.
Jay Weber with some traffic. And that's in the glove of Tuukka Rask as we go inside the glass. Here's Pierre Maguire.
Drew Doughty's been an offensive machine for the Canadians, mostly from the back end, but smart plays, quick hands, silky smooth skill. Eddie talked about the move on its goal tonight. That little hesitation right there may have got Tuukka Rask off the angle, but he's been an offensive machine for the Canadiens on the back end.
Finns had the first 2 scoring chances of this game. The Canadiens have had the last 7 as this faceoff goes between Hamhuis and Weber, who will chase it down. Omarov was checking him. Vananen with a pretty good hit on Duchesne over in front of the Team Canada bench. Now Lettera, stolen by Corey Perry. Back across the line. Gets the shot away, deflected up high on the glass, still in play. Hamhuis went after it. Altonen for the Finns. Able to squeeze it out to center ice. Put some pressure on Getzlaf, who goes down. Team Canada now has control as they look to make a line change. Carter off the bench. Carries on into the Team Finland zone. Gets it to Taves. Back to the front, redirected by Carter wide. Now Marleau plays it back to the corner. Finnish player went down, but Carter comes out with the puck. Bouwmeester angles it off the boards. Now a wraparound try, and it covered up by Rask. Where did it end up? I don't think it was going to go in, but it was almost put in by Tuukka Rask.
Yeah, I think Jonathan Taves had lost his balance in behind the net. The shot from Jay Bouwmeester. Now watch Taves. Yeah, he gets tripped up there, and he just gets his puck across the goal line, and Tuukka Rask is fighting it. I don't think he really realized where this puck was, and it just kept moving while he was laying it in the crease.
The official's got a perfect spot to look at it, though, doesn't he? Hey, look where he is. Great positioning by the official.
Oh, the horn is sounded. Yeah. The way Rask reacted right here, where he just starts throwing his arms and flailing in the crease.
You can see from that look how much Taves made contact with Rask, and it looks like it's covered up there. Second review we've had already here in this first period. Rick Nash knocked one off the top of the net that bounced in off of Rask. It was ruled that it was played with a high stick. Power play goal by Drew Doughty, the first power play goal of the tournament for the Canadiens. Just 3 opportunities coming in.
Well, Bouwmeester was trying to bank this puck to the front of the net. Taves is able to get it, gets upended. This puck's going to come right around the crease. No look there.
Yeah. So they confirm no goal, and a face-off coming back to the left of that man, Tuukka Rask. Again, if either of these teams win in regulation, they clinch the #1 seed moving forward. Winner of this game, if it goes past regulation, will drop all the way to the #3 seed. The only thing that could change things up is if one of these teams wins by 6 or more goals, which nobody expects, which would bring a complicated goal differential formula into play. The other consideration is the loser of this game will be the #4 seed. And in the quarterfinals, they would play the winner of the 5-12 matchup. Number 5 is Russia. Number 12 is Latvia. Back to the line, a shot here just wide, put right back out in front. Canadians couldn't get a stick on it as Ben was jousting with one of the Finnish defenders, and Granlund lobs one right into the glove of Carey Price, who hasn't seen the puck much in the last 10 minutes or so.
A smart play by the Canadians, shoot wide on purpose and almost get a chance, or do get a chance.
Well, you see that little microphone there to the right of the mouth of the official, Kevin Pollock? Well, the reason for that is when they go and blow the whistle, the timekeepers are piped into that audio, so they're able to know when to stop the clock, and makes the noise of the whistle a little bit louder in this big building. So talking to Rob Schick, one of the official supervisors here, and also in the National Hockey League, the reason why they have the microphone on. Got a Finnish player down and beyond. That's Olli Mata.
Yeah.
The penalty coming too for a high stick to Canada.
was Patrick Sharp that was in behind.
Willie Mata reaching up to his face. See Patrick Sharp, that's Rick Nash.
Oh, yeah.
Rick Nash's stick gets him right in the face. Looks like it's right under the shield, huh?
Yeah, it looks like it might even got caught under the shield.
Right. Yep.
2-minute minor penalty.
Mata's heading to the Finnish locker room.
Well, the Finns, with their first power play of this game, have scored on 2 of 8. Claude Julien, the head coach of the Bruins, there with Mike Babcock, one of the assistants on this all-star coaching staff for Team Canada. You talk about players, as this puck is set down the ice, you talk about players that, so in a tournament like this, having to put their egos aside. How about these head coaches that have won Stanley Cups, that have won Coaches of the Year?
How about the guy Claude Julien replaced? Jacques Lemaire was on the staff in Vancouver.
Ole Jokinen tries to send it to the front. It was blocked by the stick of Weber. Now Shea Weber finds an opening and sends it all the way back down the ice. Between Babcock, Hitchcock, Lindy Ruff, Claude Julien, over 4,000 games coached and over 2,100 victories. As it comes back to the line, a long-range shot there from Salo, and that is handled there by Price. Claude Julien. There's been a lot of conversation in the months leading up. You've talked to these guys as we cover the different teams around the National Hockey League and talking about their teams, Edzo, and then it's like, well, how much are you working on the Olympic thing? They say, well, we do set time aside. We have conference calls. We get together. We have our own notes that we make on players when we see them come into our building.
We have 2. They say they have 2 computers. One for their team and one for Team Canada.
Well, I thought it was interesting that Ken Hitchcock said that a lot of the guys they were looking at for Team Canada, they wanted to see how they did in head-to-head matchups against other guys that were competing for Team Canada. Now Timonen sends it along the boards. Solani out to the line. Timonen sent it wide off the end boards. Granlund, if he had been able to pick that up cleanly, might have been able to get a chance. But now it's bounced all the way down the ice and skipped just wide. That's an example, Pierre, of the ice you were talking about.
So far, Finland's had a couple of shots, but nobody in front of the net. Easy stops, easy vision for Carey Price.
Jay Bouwmeester goes to clear the zone. Just a skipper. A Tuukka Rask.
Hey, Pierre, being a former coach, you age a couple of years when you see those kind of pucks going towards your goaltender.
When I was a kid growing up, there was a player from Montreal Canadiens named J.C. Tremblay. He used to do that 2 or 3 times a year and score. I think he drove the opposition nuts.
Out of the final seconds of this first period. And as Imonen picks it up and puts it in on Price. That will end the first period here. The shots on goal, Canada 8 and Finland 8. On the scoreboard, the Canadians with a 1-0 lead. Coming up next, Liam, Mike, and JR will break down the first period here between Finland and Canada. Also look back at USA's victory earlier today over Slovenia.
A misty evening in Sochi. This is Canada's 3rd game. Drew Doughty is located at the back of the net in all 3 after 20 minutes of ice time. Canada leads Finland 1-0. Welcome back inside Bolshoi Ice Dome. Lee McHugh alongside Mike Milbury and Jeremy Roenick. This is how ridiculously talented Team Canada is. Tonight they chose not to dress last season's scoring champ or its top defenseman. They have depth. They have the guy widely considered to be the best player in the world in Sidney Crosby. You thought he looked frustrated in his last game. What are you seeing tonight?
He's getting absolutely no space. The Finns are right in his grill, and Crosby is showing some frustration here. He'll work his way through it eventually. He's with some great players. Right off the bat, he gets nailed. Look at Salo with no space. Crosby's got nowhere to go. It's got to be tough to play the game like this. Standing up at the blue line, forcing the offside. Crosby's got somebody in his face all the time. A bad pass forced right there. Then he takes a penalty here. Could it be a dive? Well, Teemu Selanne thinks it was. On the ensuing power play, Crosby got a secondary assist, but it's not been an easy night for Sidney Crosby yet again, even though he's got one on the scoreboard.
You know you have to be doing something wrong for Teemu Selanne to come up and say something, because he's very, very quiet.
While Crosby's trying to figure things out, who has been the best player for Team Canada in this tournament?
I think it's been Drew Doughty. This guy has just absolutely come out and shown why a lot of people think he's going to be a future Norris Trophy winner in the National Hockey League. And look at just these puck display controls right here. Over 4 guys on him from Finland. He gets around. This little spinorama right here. You got to love the way that he skates. Having him on this team in such a big ice surface with a shot like that, with the way that he skates and his puck decisions, he's so smart. And you put all that together, you have one heck of a defenseman. And Drew Doughty has been spectacular in this tournament so far.
His goal is the difference here. He has 4 points here at the Olympics. Moments ago, Drew Doughty chatted with Pierre Maguire.
3 goals so far in this tournament. Tell us about your offensive prowess so far.
It doesn't happen too often in LA, so it's nice to kind of chip in. With this team, forwards and defensemen move the puck so well, and they see things that sometimes you don't even see yourself. So I'm just trying to get open, chip in on the offense, but play good defense to start off with.
Drew, after the first period of your 3rd game at the Olympics, do you see your team starting to come together?
Oh yeah, big time. We're starting to find each other. We know each other are going to be on the ice. We're making better plays in the O zone, D zone, everywhere, and we're coming together. We're so excited to all be here together, and we just want to be a good team, and the best team's going to win this.
What's a defining characteristic of this team so far?
I think we're relentless. We're going to work hard. We want to be the hardest working team and this whole tournament, and we want to be the best structured team as well, and after that the talent will just take over.
Thanks a lot, Drew.
Thanks.
Up ahead, the Stars and Stripes streak past Slovenia thanks to the speed and skill of Phil Kessel. Highlights of a group clinching performance coming your way right after this.
Well, if you're outside in Olympic Park, you don't have a ticket to the game. Just look at the dome. Gives you the score right there. Canada 1, Finland 0. Dave Strader, Eddie Olczyk, along with our man inside the glass, Pierre Maguire. Rick Nash is inside the penalty box. And Canada with a 1-0 lead on a power play goal by Drew Doughty. And so the Finns go to work. They've scored a couple of power play goals in this tournament. Again, the winner of this game, if it's in regulation, will be the #1 seed. The loser would be the #4 seed. The only thing you're looking at there down the road is a possible quarterfinal matchup with Russia. Here is Marleau, and that's kicked out at the last second by the skate of Rask as this puck up into the Team Canada bench, and Roberto Luongo looking to flip that puck to a lucky Finn.
Well, what an opportunity for Patrick Marleau. We're sitting perfectly on the angle of this shot by Patrick Marleau, and it looked like to me is that Tuukka Rask was off his angle. Pierre talked about it on the first goal by Drew Doughty. This one here, Marleau had a lot of room to the glove side. It almost seemed like he lost his net, if that makes any sense. He just kind of lost where he was. And again, the bigger width in the Olympic competition, maybe that has something to do right now with Tuukka Rask. And that puck is coming from outside the faceoff dots.
Taken away by Olli Jokinen, tries to set up Korpikoski out here on a line with Tuomo Ruutu, and now Jokinen again tried to play it back into the Canada zone. Drew Doughty slapped it away. Ruutu again for Jokinen, and that's going to be a hand pass.
The Finns don't, the wrong call. The Finns don't like it either. He did hit it with his hand, then he played it with his stick. And you see Erkka Westerlund not happy about that, even though he's smiling. Puck goes up in the air. Watch 15 in white. He'll knock it down, and then he'll play with his stick right over to Olli Jokinen, not Jussi Jokinen. So that was the wrong call.
Yep. Omister rolls it across, gets it back down from Pietrangelo, the St. Louis Blues defense tandem. Now Pietrangelo across for Getzlaf. He whips it into the Team Finland zone, but it's turned right back the other way by Lepisto and out to center ice. Jussi Jokinen for Aaltonen. Corey Perry recovers, number 24 for Team Canada, flips it back into the Team Finland zone. The 1-0 Canada lead. Drew Doughty on the power play in the first period. Attiola across the line with Aaltonen. Getzlaf steps into his man. A couple of players collided near the Team Canada net, but now Pietrangelo comes away with it. He'll send it high off the glass behind Tuukka Rask. Chris Kunitz, who was absolutely robbed by the Finnish goaltender in the first period. Now Nash, who had a goal disallowed when he knocked it off the top of the net behind Tuukka Rask and ruled it.
Watch out.
Played with a high stick, and look at this speed here by Pilstrom. Now Pilstrom hands it off. Kukkinen with a shot, and Price hangs on.
Pilstrom's been a real good international player for the Finns for a long time. Drafted by Nashville, spent a little time in the NHL. But you see his closing speed on Danny Hamhuis. He just blew him absolutely away. And then Hamhuis does a great job recovering. They try to do a little cycle play. Carey Price gobbles it up. But Eddie, he blew right by where you're sitting. That speed is pretty impressive.
Yeah, he had one thing on his mind, and that was to track down that loose puck. But for Team Finland, if they don't start changing their mindset of trying to get in front of Carey Price instead of waving off to the side, it's going to be a pretty easy night for the guy in goal for Canada.
Now Immonen for Solani, and the pass out to the slot was blocked by Jeff Carter back into the Finland zone. Vatanen pressured there by Marleau. Now Immonen for Solani. Doughty hit hard by Immonen, who's had a couple of good hits in this game.
He's good at that. There's another one on Taves.
Timo Timonen back to get it. Vatanen ahead to Solani. He'll angle it off the boards. Granlund will get it into the Team Canada zone. Vlasic just held his ground as Granlund tried to go through him. Vlasic just wanted to make sure there wasn't an interference call coming. Here's Ben. But Crosby tries to get it to the front. Jokinen gives him a slash. A shot here by Duncan Keith is blocked.
Broken stick for Keith.
Now Crosby with it. Hands it off for Bergeron. Gets it back now to Duncan Keith, who has a fresh stick out to Weber and misfired on the one-timer. And it goes all the way around back into the Team Canada zone.
Even the trainers are engaged. Pierre Gervais, the trainer of the Montreal Canadiens, really quick getting a stick over to Duncan Keith. That was impressive.
Got to be alert on the bench, right?
That was really impressive. That was like a NASCAR wheel change. Letty talked about Duncan Keith's stick exploding on his shot. Right here. Malfunction. He goes over to the bench. Pierre Gervais, the trainer of the Montreal Canadiens, he's quick. He says, there you go, grab your stick. That's pretty quick.
Not like you pull those out of your back pocket,
No.
right?
Almada drops it back for Salo, who sends it off the glass wide of the Canadian net. It'll be picked up by Doughty. He starts it back the other way. Easily picked up by Corey Perry. And closing in on Tuukka Rask, and it's deflected out of play.
Eddie, he can stick out on a phone booth, can he, Corey Perry? Just amazing hands, and he just turned Olimata inside out. Not an easy thing to do.
His hands like that, and also has the ability to be able to change the momentum of a hockey game with his physical play.
He's a nasty guy, too. Fun guy to be around, but on the ice, he's a nasty, nasty guy.
Canada controls the draw. This is Patrick Sharp. Now picked up by Kunitz. Vatanen steps into him. Kukkinen tried to play the puck. It went through him. Back into the Team Canada zone. Gilstrom, his line out there with Lehtera and Komarov. Kukkinen steps into Patrick Sharp. And it's taken now by Kunitz, angles it off the boards, but Pietrangelo could not keep it in. Komarov finished his check on Bouwmeester right down below us. Bouwmeester played that puck back into the Team Finland end. Here's Carter behind the net. On the backhand, hands it off. Taves out to the line. Pietrangelo back to Bouwmeester. Bouwmeester wristing it wide. Now it's picked up by Marleau. Now Carter angles it back. Canadians on a cycle here. 5 minutes gone by in the second period. Team Canada with a 1-0 lead on a first period power play goal by Drew Doughty. Now Taves hands it off. Pietrangelo takes it in deep. Below the goal line on the backhand, takes a look. Hands it off for Taves. Taves to the net. Redirected by Carter, but wide. Finland finally able to get it out of the zone. Here comes Pilstrom, who guys were talking about his speed earlier. Scored 27 goals in the American Hockey League a few years back with Milwaukee.
Yep. He just couldn't find a steady job in the NHL. He make more money playing over here than he can in the American Hockey League.
Now Solani.
Hard to play in the National Hockey League.
It really is, Eddie. Good call. It really, truly is.
Now Crosby crisscrossing with Ben. Bergeron went to the front of the net. Now it comes to Bergeron below the goal line. Heaton checked him, and Michael Granlund will start it back down, number 64. Good back check pressure there by Bergeron, and the pass for Ben does not connect. It'll be icing here against Canada with 13:54 remaining in the second period. It remains 1-0 Canada.
With the start of the Olympic winter.
Back at the Bolshoi Ice Dome, where Team Canada and Team Finland are playing the last game of the preliminary round of the men's ice hockey tournament, with first place in their group on the line, and Canada with a 1-0 lead. Here is Salo for the Finns, chipping it along and out to center ice. Shea Weber got it to his defense partner Duncan Keith, who returns it up the left wing side for Taves. Salo angles him into the boards. Now Salo hands it off. Altonen, number 50, takes it wide now on Hamhuis. Got the shot away that was easily steered aside by Price. Matt Duchene laid it ahead, but Botsinen for Finland has it now. Long stretch pass attempt there, and Doughty deflects it out of play.
A lot of one and done for the Finns, huh, Eddie? They're not getting a lot to the net.
Well, they got to find a way to get to the front of the net of Carey Price.
Dave Strader along with Eddie Olczyk, and Eddie, you've been in these type of tournaments before, and if you're Team Canada, Team Finland, you are playing to try to win your group, but you also realize if you lose, you move on. You're still going to play.
Yeah, well, I think it also, you see the line changes going on for Team Canada. Lineup changes all the time, up front, on the back end. But for me in this game, and Pierre touched on it right before we came on camera, for the Finns, I mean, it's one and done. They're not sustaining a lot of pressure. They're not having any surges. They had a great start, but since that time, they haven't been able to get anybody to the front of the net, and you're not going to score on any goaltender, let alone Carey Price, if you don't get some net front presence, get people in front of him, give them something to think about. So I think for the Finns to get back to their game we've seen in this tournament, they're going to have to find a way to get some more people to crash the net. Well, nothing wrong with a little accidentally on purpose, a little bit of bump of Carey Price, give him something to think about maybe the next time you get down. But you know, right now it's one shot and that's it. Canada's had their way with them in their own zone.
Yeah, Finland's only had 3 scoring chances, Eddie, and probably 2 of them came of that first push by the Solani line.
And they played well defensively. I mean, that's the type of game it's been. But for them is that they got to get some more people to that area of the ice.
Going to be icing here against Finland.
And this is part of the reason why the Finns can't get to the net. Drew Doughty told me after the first period they're really coming together as a team. Here's an example of coming together as a team. Team defense. Communicate, separate people from the puck, keep them to the outside, have the support, active sticks, stick and pin, know your area, break the puck out. Canada's playing a marvelous game so far.
Now from out of their own zone, Finns get it to center ice. Backhand pass there, though, by Korpikoski didn't work out. And Nash snuck it into the zone looking for Sharp. Thought that came back out offside. Apparently not. Here's a chance. Pietrangelo, and a save made by Tuukka Rask.
Good forecheck for the Canadians. Rick Nash, John Tavares, and Patrick Sharp along the boards. Keep the play alive. There's Tavares, great stick there, causes separation as Pierre showed a little bit earlier, and then a terrific pass from Patrick Sharp to Alex Pietrangelo.
And I really like the way the Canadians are coming together. The forecheck game you just alluded to, you see guys filling lanes. John Tavares sticking, taking his man off the puck. Jonathan Toews, I think right now, playing very well for Team Canada as well, stabilizing player. And you see the Weber and Keith tandem on the back end. Then you go Drew Doughty and Mark-Edward Vlasic, and then Bouwmeester and Pietrangelo. I mean, this is a rock star team.
They're going to try this face-off once again in the Team Finland zone.
I think he plays for Slovenia, doesn't he?
Rock star.
Rock Teacher.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Not sure what that delay was all about, but we're ready to go now. Keith sends it deep. Here is Taves. Being watched by Komarov. Tried to get it out to Keith off a stick. Look at Keith pushed it back toward the finish zone. Lehtera has it there. 1-0 Canada. 11:45 remaining in the second period. Winner of this game, if it's in regulation, #1 seed moving forward. We get to the elimination games on Tuesday and the quarterfinal games on Wednesday. Thursday's a day off. Semifinals on Friday, and then the bronze medal game Saturday, the gold medal on Sunday. Lahtinen pressured there by Crosby. Now sends it across. Kimmo Timonen playing in his 5th Olympics. Played in all the Olympics that NHL players have been involved in, going back to the '98 games in Nagano. As Bergeron lost the edge on his skate as that puck was coming towards him.
Eddie, this was such a sneaky play by Drew Doughty. He got his own guy, Bergeron, to wipe out. This reminds me a lot of what Raymond Bourque used to do and Denny Potvin used to do. The puck goes back to number 8 in red. Watch this. Just a little juke action right there, and Bergeron was mesmerized. He wiped out.
Now Vlasic, stretch pass for Crosby. Crosby's got Vlasic coming late, and Ben tried to get back on side. Just couldn't quite make it work out.
New line mates for Sidney Crosby here in Game 3. Jamie Benn, Patrice Bergeron. Talked about that chemistry and finding your way in the first couple of games of the prelim.
Not bad if you're Jamie Benn. You don't go to the orientation camp in the summer. You play your way onto the team, and now you're playing
well deserved
alongside Sidney Crosby.
Guess that's like hitting a lottery here in Sochi.
Yeah, it would be. Getzlaf plays it ahead for Matt Duchene. Deflects it into the Team Finland zone. Might have bumped off the puck there by Duchene. I'm here with Getzlaf and Perry. Perry behind the finish net, hands it off to Getzlaf. Centering pass, and it's right into the pads of Tuukka Rask. He will hold it there.
Talk about extra effort. This puck is shot in, and it's Matt Duchene that's going to get in. But I want everybody to watch the effort of that man right there, Ryan Getzlaf. He understands that there's pressure, contact, and look who's in on that puck. I mean, there's just that recognition of knowing that Matt Duchene was going to have body contact and cause separation. Getzlaf worked his tail off to get in there and get it on the forecheck. You can't forecheck with 1 or 2 guys in this big ice surface. You can't. There's a time you got to have the mindset. You got to live to fight another day. But in that situation, when there's contact and separation, you got to get in there and help.
Off the draw, the quick shot by Nash was blocked to the corner. Pietrangelo moves up, and that is held onto by Tuukka Rask. And
Kunitz jamming away. Everybody's looking at Team Canada right now and trying to figure out what kind of team they're going to be. Eddie just showed something that was great. Ryan Getzlaf, hard work, and here's another example of hard work. Chris Kunitz jamming the net, whacking away, knocking Ole Mata down, his Pittsburgh Penguin teammate. That's what they want to be. They all want to have established identities, and for Kunitz, it's got to be one of the hardest working guys on the team.
This fourth line has had a rotation of Sharp and Kunitz really alternating every time that they're on the ice. Remember the last shift for this line of Tavares and Nash, it was Sharp that was on the ice, and he made that nice pass to Alex Pietrangelo and had the good quality chance. Now Chris Kunitz is coming.
Ole Mata bumped off the puck by Kunitz. Here is Nash. Now Kunitz gets to it. Nash trying to work his way up the wall, sends it back to Kunitz in the corner. Now Tavares behind the net, looks to the front. 3 Canadian players jam the net. The puck is still loose behind the net. Nash has it. Turns to the forehand, whips it to the front. Olli Jokinen comes up with it for Finland, and he put it right up into the Team Canada bench.
Hard work's infectious. And whether it's Kunitz, whether it's Tavares, whether it's Nash, whether it's Getzlaf, like Eddie showed a couple sequences ago, they're starting to get it on the Canadian side of things. And I think, Eddie, part of that is a fear. Nobody wants to be taken out of the lineup.
Yeah, exactly. You got some healthy bodies, some world-class players that are itching to get in. And Marty St. Louis out of the lineup, PK Subban out of the lineup.
A Norris Trophy and an Art Ross, that's all.
Right,
you know, just get into the lineup right now. Incredible, the depth of talent Team Canada has. And, of course, it's been talked about. You can make a selection of guys that didn't come over, that you could form another team that would contend for a medal. Now Korpikoski across the line. Turns back, hands it off. Contiola puts it back down to Korpikoski. Now to Altonen. Altonen back to Korpikoski, and if he handles that, he gets a shot to the net.
Bad bounce right over the stick.
A little different cycle there, isn't it, Eddie? The high cycle that the Finns had going there.
They had a lot of time, something that they haven't had a lot in this game. But speed, support, and defensemen also opening up some space.
Ossi Vannanen for the Finns will send it in deep behind Carey Price. On the far side, Pietrangelo is there. Hillstrom is on him. Here comes to Bergeron. He drops it back to Crosby. Crosby angles it into the Team Finland zone. Rask comes out to play it. Covered by Team Canada in the far corner. Bergeron back around here for Crosby. Hands it off to Ben. Out to the line. Bouwmeester could not hold it in. Blocked in front of the Team Finland bench. Second effort. Komarov got it into the Team Canada zone. That allowed the Finns to make the change they were looking for. Bergeron across the line. Sends it deep for Ben. Good positioning there by Teemu Selanne. Knocked away by Crosby. Now Vatanen for the Finns. His pass doesn't connect. It's angled off the boards. This was a set play for Duchesne, breaking down, and it's deflected up into the netting and out of play. 7:37 remaining in the second period. It remains Canada 1-0. There's your goal scorer, Drew Doughty. It came in the first period for Team Canada on the power play, as we're back here at the Bolshoi Ice Dome for the final game of the preliminary round of the men's tournament. Shane set to take the draw. Comes to Getzlaf. Sends it around. Corey Perry is spun down to the ice. Lost the stick. Gets it back. Heeman trying to work it out of the zone. And he did. And now Vatanen follows up and sends it back deep into the Team Canada end of the ice. Teemu Selanne picks it up there. He rolled it in front. Granlund couldn't get a stick on it. Well, it's chopped at by Duchesne, and Matt Duchesne hands it off for Weber. Head now for Corey Perry across the line.
Big hit there by Vatanen.
Yeah, his teammate. Anaheim.
Yeah. Now Granlund and Selanne in front of the Team Finland bench. It's taken away. It off now for Duchesne. He'll just dump it into the Team Finland zone as he took a hit there from Tuomo Ruutu.
No Mikko Koivu. No Valtteri Filppula. No Alex Barkov. You can see why the Finns are having a tough time.
Yeah. Now it comes out to Salo. Angles it off the end boards, and an alert Carey Price was ready for that and puts the glove over it. Now you mentioned it, Pierre, the guys that are not here. You can add Saku Koivu's name as somebody that if he hadn't had the concussion issues early in the season, that he might have been on this team as well. But talk about it with all the teams, Edzo, you got to have strength down the middle.
Yeah.
To compete with the big teams in this tournament, you've got to have depth at the center ice position.
Distribution offensively, but even more so in this big rink to be able to play a 200-foot game. At some point, you're going to have to defend in this tournament to win a gold medal. And you need the strength in goal, obviously. depth on defense, but the guys in the middle of the ice that can really help their defensemen in their own zone.
On across the line, sent it right across in front of Price.
Just missed Jokinen's stick there.
Good stick here by Carter. He's going to start it back. He gets around Mata. Carter with a backhand, and he sent it just wide.
He went right around Olli Mata like he was standing still.
Unbelievable.
Now here is Marlowe. He tries to find an opening. It deflects all the way to the near side of the Team Finland zone, and Ruutu had lost his stick, gets it back. Now Carter again tries to tuck it in front. Marlowe picks it up, sends it back to the line. Pietrangelo through traffic. That was blocked by Mata. Jussi Jokinen able to clear this puck back out to center ice, and Olmeister sends it ahead for Bergeron, and it is just offside.
Well, Jeff Carter coming off a hat trick. One of the quicker players in the entire National Hockey League, and Olli Mata says, Olli Mata, there goes Jeff Carter. What a chance on the backhand. I love how Carter settles that puck down. The puck was on edge, turned it over, settled it down, and just took the puck right to the net. Quality chance.
Eddie, that was an example of a big ice chance, because if that's the NHL, Mata pins him into the wall. That extra 2 to 3 feet that he had allowed him to get free.
Now the Finns roll it across in front of Price, goes to the far corner. Tapiola tried to get it out to the point, but the Canadians didn't allow that to happen. Finns have just 10 shots on goal, and we have only 5 minutes remaining here in the second period.
This is the most complete game Canada's played in this tournament in terms of really being good.
Alternate now for Korpikoski. Knocked away by Bergeron. Been better than 32 minutes of playing time since the Finns have had a scoring chance.
Total team defense and commitment to doing what their coaching staff has told them. Ralph Kruger is the big ice specialist for Team Canada. Used to coach Switzerland. Was the head coach of the Edmonton Oilers. He understands big ice tactics.
Yeah, that's a good call, Pierre, because we showed all the other all-star list of coaches, and that's an important name to bring up because of his experience on the big ice, experience in the National Hockey League as well. Nash spins off the boards, now gets the return pass from Duncan Keith. Now Keith through traffic. It's blocked to the corner. Tavares gets there first. He's pinned to the wall. Now Komarov plays it ahead. Shea Weber was back there to prevent Hillstrom from breaking free. Alapisto will send it back. Rossi Bannonen with under 4 minutes remaining here in the second period. Another packed house here at the Bolshoi Ice Dome. Gets slapped back to get it. Backhanded by Doughty. Laid ahead by Vlasic. And would have been offside, but the Finns able to clear. Now Doughty, who has the only goal of this game, plays it ahead for Duchesne across the line. Takes it wide on Timonen. Drops it back for Corey Perry. Behind the net, almost got through the traffic. Getzlaf drops it back to the line. Long range shot here, deflected. And one of the players, Timonen, lost his helmet. International rules, you lose your helmet, you have to leave the ice. You can't even stop and pick up your helmet, put it on, and continue playing. Now Granlund across the line. Moves to the outside on Vlasic. Sends it back to Mata. Mata with a drive, and it was knocked down in front. Did that get all the way through to Carey Price?
Not sure, Dave. Hard to see through this.
Yeah.
It makes the players down there.
There's a lot of traffic in front of the Team Canada net. Now here is Olli Jokinen trying to center it, but Doughty is there, angles it off the glass. Olli Jokinen plays it back down for Jussi Jokinen. Took a hit from Doughty. Tuomo Ruutu tried to center it, blocked by Taves.
And that was an outstanding stick. The Finns with a little bit of a push here. Best sequence here in a long time offensively.
Off the stick of Marlowe, Jussi Jokinen back for Bannonen, and a shot, score! That may have deflected out Tuomo Ruutu in front, but Finland makes it 1-1.
Talked about getting people to the front of the net, and Tuomo Ruutu goes to the front of the net and hangs around. The shot from Vannanen, and the Finns are on the board. That's a heck of a tip, a redirect by Tuomo Ruutu.
And that's where he loves to make his living, Tuomo Ruutu. You talked about his hitting presence. He's a fearless player, loves to go to the front of the net. And it's a great shot by Otsi Vannanen, tipped by Tuomo Ruutu, and Carey Price has had no chance on that.
Not a bad birthday present for Tuomo Ruutu, and that was one of the rare times that the Finns did what you said they had to start doing. I mean, they haven't had much traffic other than that situation right there.
And they haven't had the puck, and that's been a big key. But the last, probably 45 seconds before that goal, they had the puck. They were cycling. They were generating a little bit.
Just the third shot of the period for the Finns. And it's a 1-1 game, first of the tournament for Tuomo Ruutu, as Duncan Keith had it knocked away. And a break here and a chance for Aaltonen. Aaltonen cutting in, and a save made by Price. Now Evanen. Aaltonen again hands it off, and it just went through Lehtera. It's recovered now by the Canadians.
Right, that shot, Carey Price was not sure where that puck ended up.
Raff settles it down. And the two, I believe it'll be Vannanen in one of the Jokinens that will get the assist. And now Kunitz plays it out to center ice, but it's deflected right back in by the Finns, who suddenly have a little more confidence. Pilstrom goes in, puts a big hit on Pietrangelo. Now Salo holds it back behind the Team Canada net, as it's lifted back the other way off the glove of Kunitz, but recovered by Salo. Now here's a chance for Granlund, and a right arm save by Price, and a long stretch pass now for Nash as things start to open up a little bit to Shane. Quick stutter step. Boy, he has got fast feet and almost able to dart around Salo.
Good stick though by Salo defensively.
Now Getzlaf with it. Getzlaf sends it out now to Vlasic. 7 seconds left in the period. Raffs the save. Comes all the way back to Vlasic again, and blasted it high and wide. And that's going to do it. What a finish to this second period. Shots on goal, 17 for Canada, 12 for Finland. The score is 1-1. Coming up next, Liam, Mike, and JR will break down the second period of this game, and they'll have a discussion. How good is Team USA?
Back at Olympic Park, Tuomo Ruutu turned 31 years old today. He celebrates his birthday by getting a goal, and Finland now even with Canada 1-1 after 2 periods. Hey everybody, welcome back inside Bolshoi Ice Dome. Lee McHugh alongside Mike Milbury and Jeremy Roenick. Nobody's getting eliminated tonight, but the stakes are very real. You win, you capture the group, you advance to the quarterfinals, you get that bye. Coming into this tournament, both of you guys said, one of the teams you really just hate playing against is the Finns. Canada's experiencing that tonight. What makes them so difficult?
Because if you look at a lot of the European teams, a lot of them are trying to play a kind of a North American style. But I think the Finns truly typically play as well as they possibly can physically, just like the Canadians do. In your face, making it difficult along the boards, finishing checks in the offensive zone, going north-south, knowing who the best players are, and targeting them. They're so talented offensively. They're good defensively, but when they play mean like this and then get guys in front of the net, they are gritty, they are hard-working, and they're talented. And when they work as hard as they do, they're a difficult team to play against.
So the Finns are trying to impose their will physically in this game. For Team Canada, where are they standing out? Where are they separating themselves from the other clubs?
His total domination in the offensive zone by Team Canada. The problem was they couldn't put the puck in the net. But if they continue to work the puck down low like this line, they'll eventually get it. There's Marlowe to Carter down low. The Finns do a great job of keeping them on the perimeter. Taves goes to the point. Pietrangelo goes to Bouwmeester, but you see it never gets really to the net. One shot attempt there. Again, below the goal line. Guys working hard. possession of the puck, probably tough to defend, tiring for the Finns, but no action, no activity to the front of the net. Doesn't work. The name of the game is to score goals, and you score goals by getting it to the net. Great work by Canada, but not productive. They need to find a way to get it into the net, because at this point, they're going home with half a loaf.
This is a game to see who comes out on top in Group B. Both of these teams 2-0. The winner gets the bye. How do you expect the third period to be played, considering what's on the line?
I think for the Finns, they're going to continue to do what they're doing. Is causing a lot of trouble for the Canadians. They're going to protect the house, and they're going to play physical against the top guys still.
I think Canada will pressure the puck. I think they'll look to win this game. I don't think they want to go home with a tie or wind up in a shootout.
I really think that the Finns really enjoy this type of game. It suits them very well also.
Should be an intense third period of action. As to the leading point producer individually here in Sochi, well, he plays for the red, white, and blue. Phil Kessel's hat-trick helped Team USA roll past Slovenia and earn a bye into the quarters, but how far will the U.S. go? We'll discuss next.
Welcome back. There is the Bolshoi Ice Dome, letting everyone in the area that doesn't have a ticket to the game know that the score inside is 1-1. And there's the general manager of Team Finland, Jari Kurri. 18th all-time goal scorer in the history of the game, 601 goals, and that is Jiri Lehtinen. Remember him from one of the great two-way players in the game. Played for the Dallas Stars. They have to be very pleased about what they've seen from their 2014 edition of this team. Tuukka Rask has let one goal in, and that was the power play goal by Doughty in the first. Tuomo Ruutu on a redirection late in the second, and we've got a terrific third period in store. Dave Strader back along with Eddie Olczyk in the broadcast booth. Pierre McGuire's our man inside the glass. Final game of the preliminary round of the men's tournament. Taves being hounded by Immonen.
Taves wanted Marleau to come in there after he was getting pinned, and Marleau did not, for whatever reason, leave the front of the net.
Here's Granlund cut against. Under step stop, but the shot never got through to Price.
Teemu Selanne still has his jet set. Oh, man.
And I'm right from the start of this game.
Now Salo, number 6 for the Finns. Set up the far side for Selanne, and he'll tap it back into the Team Canada zone. Now Bouwmeester plays it ahead. Rask settles it down, and Salo plays it around. Tuomo Ruutu can't quite control it as Bouwmeester plays it back, and Crosby hands it off for Ben. Jamie Benn wheels a backhander that hits the side of the net, and then Rask was scrambling to get over because he knew there was another Canadian player. That was Patrice Bergeron. Good recovery by Ruutu on Ben as a shot here off the left pad of Rask. And Jussi Jokinen plays it back out to center ice. Olli Jokinen had it chopped away. And Lepisto back into his own zone.
No relation, by the way, the Jokinens.
No, Olli and Jussi Jokinen not related.
Well, Straight, you touched on it. A real good play by Tuomo Ruutu. Jamie Benn's in a perfect spot, but watch the play here by Tuomo Ruutu. He's going to come all the way back down and take away. I mean, that's a quality chance. About 35 feet out. Good play by Ruutu.
Speaking of good plays, how about Teemu Selanne makes the defensive zone read and then starts some offense, and here come the Jets. The Finnish Flash, as he was known for so long, still has the flash.
I don't know what the short version of Finnish Flash would be. Finnish Spark, Finnish Light. They can get up and go.
Of course, broke into the NHL with the Jets, and what, just 76 goals to start things off?
Yeah, had the chance to spend some time with him in Helsinki over the years, and you talk about a man revered by his countrymen. He's that guy. It's unbelievable how large he is in the country of Finland.
Now Vannanen hands it back to Lassi Kukkonen. Vannanen and Jussi Jokinen got the assists on the Tuomo Ruutu goal. Weber and Crosby the assists on the Drew Doughty goal. All the scoring we've had as this puck is out of play.
Dahlstrom almost got that right in the head. Eddie, was he one of the better one-time shooters when you were around him?
Oh, boy, I play with a lot of guys that can really drift the puck, but, I mean, look, when it was on his tape, it was gone. I mean, the release, I had a chance to play with Brett Hull in a couple of Team USA events representing the country, and I mean, you talk about that release, but the one thing with Solani is that it was not on his stick very long. It was the release more than maybe the how hard the shot was. That's the one thing most impressive.
Yeah, I agree.
Komarov had it knocked away by Duncan Keith. Cleared to center ice, and Kukkonen rolls it right back in. We are 3 minutes into this third period. 1-1 our score. Patrick Sharp. The Canadians looking for a change, just deflects it into the Finland zone. Heeman will skate it out. And bounced off of Patrick Marleau, recovered by Pietrangelo. And Marleau starts it back the other way with Taves and Carter. Carter behind the net. He is pinned there by Jarkko Immonen, and now the Finns come out with it. Here is Solani. Pressure there from Marleau. Pietrangelo again, all the way to center ice. Now he'll dump it in. Salo rolls it back, intercepted by Carter. Backed up in the air, and Salo able to get control here for Team Finland.
Job there by Sammy Salo.
And you imagine how good he would have been had he not been so injured over the course of his career, just decimated by injury, that guy.
Now a centering pass, good positioning there by Olimata. Granlund will try to lift it ahead. It's blocked by Bergeron. Back for Crosby. Far side for Hamhuis. He has to circle back. Not a lot of room for either team here tonight. Two well-coached teams. Mata hands it off for Olli Jokinen. Rink wide for Tuomo Ruutu, and it's picked up by Jussi Jokinen, and the play is offside. Gives us a chance to go inside the glass. Here's Pierre.
Thanks a lot, Dave. If the Finns are going to steal this thing, Tuukka Rask is going to have to play a big role in it. And Eddie talked about a big glove save early on in the first period. We're looking at peeking around there. There's a glove save. And how about this one right there? Another glove save. Tuukka Rask has been really square, much more after he got beat by Drew Doughty early on. And Claude Julien, well, he knows he can steal games. He plays for him in Boston.
That's right.
He's certainly sharing his weaknesses on the bench anytime he gets the opportunity right now.
There aren't that many, though, Eddie. As you know, he's pretty darn good.
Yeah, we talk about the teammate versus teammate situations that happen in this tournament, but you got coaches that know opposing players very well, like Dan Bilesman and Evgeny Malkin last night in the USA-Russia matchup. Now Perry back to the line. A shot here, bounced down. It was loose in front of Rask. Boy, did he make a good stop on the initial redirection of the Duncan Keith slap shot.
That was a sensational stop. That puck changed direction about 8 feet out.
He passed for Tavares out of his reach, and now Antti Pilström will send it in deep. Price settles it down there. Keith tried to play it around. Pilström got a stick on it, but it's taken back now by Nash. Rick Nash banks it ahead. A good stick there by Kukkonen. Sharp had some speed going. Now Tavares having a terrific season with the New York Islanders. Plays it ahead now for Nash. Now turns, sends it back through the goal mouth. There's Patrick Sharp now once again. How many times you see a New York Ranger and a New York Islander playing on the same line, working for the same cause? Now Carter on the line change. Is out here for Team Canada. Little stutter step move. Carter deflects the puck to the near side. Pietrangelo. Now Carter for Bouwmeester, sends it diagonally, looking for one of his teammates to pick it up there, but the Finns have it.
I think Bouwmeester wanted to shoot that puck to net, but Pilström did a good job of getting in that shooting lane, and he made a smart decision, Bouwmeester, for just putting that puck into the corner.
Right on, Eddie. That's exactly what happened. Good eye.
Watson, and now with that good speed, that's some pretty good penetration there. Then it was blocked by Vlasic. Now Granlund. Bounces off the stick of Solani. Pushed along by Taves. Vatanen held it in for Finland now with just about 7 minutes gone by here in the third. The Canadians look to break out with it. Marlowe across off the stick of Carter. Olli Jokinen carries into the Canadian zone. Sends it back to the line. Salo tees it up for a shot that missed the net. Now Mata. Broken up by Drew Doughty. Davey Benn trying to enter the zone. Mata played him well. Salo now for Mata. Stretch pass attempted there for Ruutu. Weber anticipated that. Now Patrice Bergeron across the line. Centering pass blocked out into the high slot. Jussi Jokinen has it there. Dumps it in as the Finns were looking to complete a change. Davey Benn comes out now for Team Canada. Slides it across for Bergeron. Bergeron makes a little spin move there on Lepisto, and then Contiola steps into Bergeron. Number 27 for the Finns has it. Hands it off for Korpikoski. Aaltonen trying to get in on the forecheck along with Korpikoski. Oh, it's knocked away by the Canadians. Recovered, though, by Korpikoski. He wanted to go out to Contiola, but it hit a stick and bounced out to center ice.
Slight hesitation caused them that play.
Now picked off by Duchesne. Got a little room to skate. Self pass off the boards. Now sends it deep for Perry. Getzlaf picks it up, turns. Dumped it off a couple skates in front, and it's picked up by Pilstrom. Played perfectly there by Bouwmeester, but now Pilstrom gets it back. Hands it off for Timonen. Imo Timonen tried to get it through to the traffic in front of the net. Picked up now by Vatanen. Put it to the corner. Pilstrom got a stick on it. Now Duchesne for the Canadians trying to clear. Going to be held in by Komarov, but just momentarily as Getzlaf will throw it across to Bouwmeester. Emu Solani pressured there by Tavares. Angled ahead, held in by Kunitz. Now Rick Nash, strong play on the wall. Here's Tavares, wrap around. Rask stopped that. Now it comes out to Drew Doughty. Sends it back in deep, Tavares. Timonen battling with him, and now it's popped up in the air and goes over the glass and out of play. Approaching the halfway mark of the third, 1-1.
Well, 1-1 between the Finns and the Canadians. Jeff Carter gets his puck back to Jay Bouwmeester. And a little while ago, he talked a real good play there from Antti Pilstrom. Getting into the shooting lane. Good recognition there from Bouwmeester. If he tries to shoot that puck to the net, there's a good chance of the real speedy Pilstrom blocks that shot. He's going to have a good opportunity. So, again, great recognition there from Jay Bouwmeester of the St. Louis Blues.
Granlund back to Solani with a shot, and Weber got a stick on that.
That was close to being a very dangerous chance for the Finns. Long stretch pass, and the Canadians were kind of caught on their heels. Vatanen with the stretch pass, Solani with a little chip, and there was almost a potential 2-on-1 right there. Shea Weber coming up large.
Twenty-second year in the National Hockey League for Teemu Solani. Takes a well-deserved break here. As it comes out to the line, Mata's shot goes wide of Carey Price, and now it's Ruutu that's hit hard along the boards by Weber. And back the other way, Marlowe. Tried to get through the defense. Picked up on a shot. Save made by Rask. That was on Jonathan Toews. Now Duncan Keith with a shot that ends up in the corner. Jokinen back the other way. Tried to get it to the front. It hits a skate. Now Keith plays it around on the far side, and Carter will settle it down.
Nice touch play there from Keith to get the puck to Carter. Offside. Jonathan Toews offside. But this line here, Mike Milbury wanted Team Canada to get to the middle of the ice. Well, they get there. Here's Patrick Marleau. Stays with this puck, stays with it. The turnover, and there's Jonathan Toews supporting, getting inside the dots, and that's a big-time save from Tuukka Rask. Toews not able to elevate that puck as Rask is sliding over. But it all was made by the hustle of Patrick Marleau.
Now Lepisto around for Korpikoski, who was checked by Doughty. Now Heaton plays it up the far side. Contiola, little backhand flip. Lepisto hands it off to Korpikoski. Chips it past Doughty. In on the forecheck against Jamie Benn. Turned right back into the Canadian zone by the Finns. Now Lepisto shot that is blocked by Bergeron back to center ice. Now Bergeron for Duchesne. Angled to the boards by Pihlstrom. Lepisto there as well. Now Finland will drop it back. Corey Perry was coming in case that pass didn't work out. A stretch pass for Komarov, and a good read again there by Pietrangelo. Getzlaf sent it across. It bounced off the stick of Olli Jokinen. Now Getzlaf again against Jokinen. Pihlstrom able to clear. And Pietrangelo picks it up with Komarov watching him as we hit 8 minutes remaining here in regulation time. Chain across the line, pushes it deep. Getzlaf gets to it, puts it out to the front, and fired just wide by Perry. Now Getzlaf with it again. Heimonen recovers for Team Finland, knocked down by Duchesne. Tried to send it back to Corey Perry. Good stick there. Heaton, he'll carry back toward the Team Canada zone. Tried to hand it off to Timonen, who eventually sweeps it along the boards on the far side. Granlund is there. Now for Solani. Olli Mata just off the bench, knocked away by Sharp. Did not connect there with Kunitz. Watson sends it ahead. Jussi Jokinen across the line. Tried to sweep it toward the Canadian goal. It was blocked by Duncan Keith. Now here comes Patrick Sharp with some speed up the far side, and it's blocked up on the glass and picked up by Jussi Jokinen. Jokinen for Olli Jokinen, who sends it down the ice, and that goes too far. It'll be icing here against Team Finland.
After giving up a questionable goal, he's been pretty darn good for the Finns. Tuukka Rask, originally drafted by the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto and a previous management team traded him to Boston,
where he has done a terrific job picking up where Tim Thomas left off. Face-off controlled by the Canadians. Vlasic around for Taves. Taves protects, hands it off. A chance here for Carter. It was blocked in front. Now Vlasic sends it back in deep. Taves trying to escape Olli Mata. Mata doing a good job staying with him. Oh, then Taves, a nice little shake and bake move. A shot here was, again, unable to get through traffic. Now Taves for Doughty. Doughty up the boards with it. On the backhand, blocked in front. Carter trying to get in there. Number 77 for Team Canada sends it along the boards, and the Finns able to send it down the ice. This will not be icing as we are under 6 minutes now remaining in regulation time. Benn hands it off. Crosby a shot on a save made by Rask. Now Benn worked over by Vananen. Sends it back in deep for Crosby. Kukkinen watching him. Now it's Bergeron taking over. Patrice Bergeron hands it off for Benn. Sweeps it back to the far side of the Team Finland zone. Bouwmeester angles it back. Kukkinen's got the one arm free kind of wrapped around Bergeron.
He didn't have his glove on.
Yeah. Lucky he got away. Didn't get a penalty there. There have been only 2 minor penalties in the game, one on each team. Heimonen for Finland and Nash for Team Canada. Corey Perry knocked away. Now Komarov hands it off to Lepisto under 5 minutes remaining. Love down by Shea Weber. Komarov was coming at him. Now it's poked ahead for Corey Perry. Perry slides it across. Good positioning out at the line, but it just does roll out to center ice. Hillstrom takes it wide, sends it off the left pad of Price. Watson plays it ahead for the Finns, but Doughty is there. 4:15 remaining in the third period. Doughty drops it back for Vlasic. Nash lost an edge as he tried to make a quick move into the offensive zone. Now Eamon for the Finns sends it deep into Team Canada's zone. Under 4 minutes remaining in regulation time. Nash for Sharp. Goes to the outside. Now Vannanen cuts him off. Nash comes in there, gets a stick on it. Now Vannanen does a good job to work it out of trouble there. Nash comes off the boards with it, but his pass rolls onto the stick of Teemu Selanne, who just flips it back inside the Team Canada zone. Duncan Keith circles back. He sees that Canada wants to make some changes now. He plays it ahead. It deflects onto the stick of Marleau. A shot. And Rask able to steer that aside. Now Marleau for Pietrangelo, and that skipped up into Tuukka Rask, and he squeezes it there. Exactly 3 minutes remaining in regulation. Finland, Canada tied at 1.
Jeez. Good opportunity here for Team Canada, and Strage, you picked up on this right away. This puck comes off the stick of Alex Pietrangelo. Watch this thing hit and then take off like skipping rocks. I mean, that's an outstanding stop from Tuukka Rask. And anytime you shoot a puck that's on edge, it has the ability to be able to do things just like that. 1-1 with 3 minutes left to go in the third. Mike Babcock, the head coach of Team Canada, really hasn't shortened his bench at all. He's pretty much rolled the four-line rotation. Haven't seen Chris Kunitz in a while. He seems to be the odd forward out for the last little while. They've gone Tavares, Nash, and Sharp, but it's been a pretty consistent rotation, 4 lines right through.
Bergeron to Crosby, shot blockered aside by Rask. Rutuk, first try couldn't get it out of the zone, but he got some help from Olli Jokinen. Hands it off for Ruutu, who has Finland's only goal. Oh, he went hard into the boards.
Push from Jamie Benn.
Yeah, he jumps back up. Give him credit. Now Bergeron. Hands it off for Bouwmeester coming late on the play. Crosby tried to center it. Vannanen ties him up. We'll see Vannanen held onto it till he found an open teammate. Ruutu plays it down the ice. And this is going to be icing. Finns don't like the call.
Well, Tuomo Ruutu scored the only Finnish goal, and Jamie Benn here in the foot race situation, cross-check to the back. That should have been a penalty.
Yeah.
Very dangerous play. Cross-check right in the small of the back into a defenseless player.
No worse feeling as a player receiving one of those type of shots about 5 feet from the boards when you're going at a higher rate of speed. There's no chance for you to protect yourself.
Right. Face-off, clean win. Taves. He sets it up. Weber fired it wide. Taves again. Pulls away from Vannanen. Now spins the other way.
No stick for Olli Jokinen in front of the net. Now he switches with Korpakowski.
Now Carter trying to get around Vannanen. 2 minutes remaining in regulation time as the puck rolls by Taves. He picks it up on the boards. Hands it back to Shea Weber. In front, a high tip play there for Carter. And it was blocked before it got through to Tuukka Rask. Now Korpakowski for Ruutu, and it comes right back to Jeff Carter.
Oh, but these guys are tired because they iced the puck. They weren't able to change, and Canadians with a couple of good looks, but nothing solid off that sustained pressure.
Duncan Keith for Corey Perry with some speed. Chase after it. Omarov was there, and now it's picked up by Letchera, and he'll send it. Tried to get it into the Canadian zone. It's blocked and turned back quickly now for Corey Perry. Jammed back out across the line by Omarov, and now Letchera will send it to the far side of the Team Canada zone as we have less than a minute remaining now in regulation time. Here is Doughty, and that shot is blocked up high on the glass. Stick of Pilstrom got knocked out of his hand. Now it comes to Doughty. Doughty with a shot, save, rebound, chance for Perry, and he couldn't get, even while he was down on the ice, his stick free to go after that rebound opportunity. Gets off, nice setup here. Oh, and what a chance for Vlasic that's deflected up over the glass and out of play.
Well, what movement. Ryan Getzlaf finds Marc-Edouard Vlasic, walk right in, trying to go top shelf, and you talk about perfect positioning. Outstanding job by Tuukka Rask.
Well, Tuukka Rask has been big as a house. There's another example of what Eddie's talking about. Drew Doughty with the shot low, deflection down low from Corey Perry, and the left pad of Rask comes out.
See Corey Perry, his eyes lit. I mean, you're a goal scorer, and he is. Even when you're falling down, your eyes get really big when you think you got a chance to get that puck on your stick.
Another discussion here after this face-off.
I think he's saying he used his hands. That's Kevin Pollock who's going to throw him out of the face-off circle. I think he used his hand on the face-off.
.4 seconds. Draw comes back in wide of the Finnish net. Mata hit hard by Bergeron. Angelo sends it right back into the Finnish zone. Here is Mata with it. Jammed ahead by Emanen, recovered by Pietrangelo. Bergeron hands it off for Crosby. Just 2 assists so far in this tournament.
That was a trip.
And that's going to do it for regulation time. We are headed to overtime, which straightens some things out in terms of where teams are going to finish, but we'll tell you about that when we come back. Shots 25-14 Canada through regulation time, but we've got overtime coming your way right after this. Well, here's what we know. The qualification round games are set. The 8-9 matchup, Slovenia, Austria. The winner of that game will play the #1 seed in the quarterfinals. That is Sweden. How about this matchup? The Czechs and the Slovaks in the 7-10 matchup. Winner of that game will get the U.S. The winner of this game will be the #3 seed. They will play the winner of Switzerland, Latvia, and the loser of this game, which we've said throughout, will have to play the winner of Russia, Norway. So the incentive here, not that it's going to be anything easy to play the Swiss.
No.
If they take care of Latvia, which we expect they will. The Swiss are a tough team to play against, Pierre, as we've talked about earlier in the tournament, because of their ability to skate.
They skate really well. They're extremely well coached. They play a North American style, and they have one of the best goalies in the tournament in Jonas Hiller. Eddie, you were talking about it off when we were at break. This is a huge game for both these teams now. I mean, this is...
Well, the missed opportunity here to not get the full complement of points in regulation really has changed the dynamic of how the seedings have taken place with this overtime coming.
It also means the U.S. cannot face Russia or Canada until the gold medal game. And I think that's the way a lot of fans would like it if it happens to work out. But there's some other countries that have a lot to say about it, as we have 4-on-4 overtime here in the Olympics, just like we do in the National Hockey League. Bergeron, Crosby.
You know, it's interesting, guys. Team Salina didn't play much the last 4 or 5 minutes of that third period. I think they were saving him for this, for the 4-on-4.
Yeah. Bergeron, Crosby, the 2 Canadian forwards. Duncan Keith, Shea Weber, the defenseman. You mentioned Solani, Pierre, along with Granlund up front. Keemanen and Lahtinen are the 2 defensemen. Weber on the far side. Here's Crosby. Breaks free. Sends it to the front. A bang play didn't quite work out as Bergeron couldn't get a stick on it.
Bad
Was
read.
rolling.
Bad read by Sammy Vatanen in there that created that chance.
Now Timonen angles it off the boards. Granlund and unable to hold up on the far side. Solani offside.
And it must be tough for a young player like Granlund to have to play with a living legend like Teemu Solani. You can see he's just a little tight.
Yeah, and you know, the normal feeling is like you got to try to force the puck to somebody like that, and it happens at really at every level. The respect factor, that's what it is. But you know what? You got to get in this situation, and you just got to play. You might have some veteran guys that are going to give you the lip, but you got to just do what's right and figure it out.
Now Mata angles it in deep. Centering attempt by Contiola didn't work out. Makes a nice move there on Vlasic. Picked up a shot here. What did that hit?
I think it hit the blocker of Price.
It did hit the blocker, Carey Price. I was right on the shooting line.
What a play, though, by the Finns.
Jokinen circles back, looking to regroup.
These guys get big ice, boy. The Finns are the masters of playing on big ice. They really understand the concepts.
Now Duncan Keith sends it ahead. Here is Ben. Trying to split the Finns defense. Takes it wide. Oh, Jokinen finishes the check.
Oh, boy.
Wow. Hard hit there on Ben. Now they let the Ben cross-check go at the other end and let that hit go down in the Team Finland zone.
Komarov just put Getzlaf in for good measure.
Now Duncan Keith. And this is offside at the finish line.
Eddie, I think the picture says it all. And here's a chance Eddie was talking about off the blocker of Carey Price there.
Boy, a great pass there from Jussi Jokinen. Just a redirect. Allowed Sammy Salo to just walk right into it. Just great positioning from Carey Price and just punched it away.
Now Doughty slides it across. Here's Weber. Head for Carter. Carter's first shot, right hand saved by Rask. Momorutu went sliding into his goaltender.
That was a slash by Tavares on Buckton.
They're letting them play.
They're letting them play. The message has been sent.
Got a Canadian referee, Kevin Pollock. Solani with a shot. Drew Doughty scored!
Drew Doughty with his second of the game, his fourth of the tournament. 4-on-4 hockey. Jeff Carter to Drew Doughty. The quick little shot. Not sure if it's redirected, but the reaction from the Canadians. They win this game in overtime. How about the Canadians? They've got 11 goals in the tournament. 6 of them by defensemen. 4 by Doughty, 2 by Weber. And what a night for Drew Doughty.
So Sweden the #1 seed, U.S. the #2, Canada the 3 seed, and Finland the 4 seed. As we've completed the preliminary round, more coverage from Bolshoi right after this.
Back at Bolshoi Ice Dome, Drew Doughty is 20.